Managers, don't go it alone. You're at that final interview. You've got those 2 or 3 candidates that you can't wait to bring in and figure out which one's going to be the most successful candidate and join your team. So now it's time for you to bring in your team. That's right, as many of the people that are going to be working alongside the successful candidate as possible. I refer to this as the skill testing section of the hiring process. So you've already eliminated any of the candidates you didn't really make a connection with in that open-ended interview. HR has already gone through all of the assessments. So now the people who are going to be successful need to prove to you that they've got the chops they say they do. So I send home some kind of homework assignment. In my case, it's usually analytically based because I'm from the data world. However, whatever is obviously appropriate to your skill set requirements. So they get homework that they have to do, and I work on building up that exercise with my team. And then I give my team some coaching on, where we already are at in the hiring process, some background on the candidates coming in, and then they join me in the interview process. Now, here are some reasons why, and then I'm going to follow up with just a couple caveats. So the first reason is the candidate themselves. They get to size up the team they might be part of. There's no surprise on day one. And if that results in them self-selecting out, that is a positive. Whenever a candidate chooses to leave the hiring process of their own volition, that is a win for everybody. Alternatively, of course, your team now get to see the candidate before the first day. You've demonstrated such respect to your team that you are involving them in the decision-making process of who else joins their team. Because a team is more than one person. It shouldn't just be up to you. They learn soft skills. They learn about the interviewing process. They learn how to interview. There's nothing worse than being a manager who's never had any experience interviewing, and then you're thrust into it. So what a great experience you're giving your team as they get to dabble into the world of the hiring process. Now, I always throw in a funny little question at the end of the homework assignment because after the candidate has gone through their presentation and they've demonstrated that they know how to use the tools or they've got the skills or the problem-solving ability that they say they do, I want to break the ice a little bit. So I happen to always choose something like name your favorite Star Wars character and why. And, it's just a really nice transition to lighten the mood a little bit and go back into a more casual interview between myself, the team, and the candidates to see who's going to be the most successful. Now, another reason this is great is that on the very first day, that candidate has familiar faces waiting for them. There's a lot of overwhelming newness on any candidate's first day. So we want to make sure that they already know some people that can be welcoming, that they can look forward to seeing, and maybe they get the opportunity to already connect on LinkedIn or go for coffee in advance. That's fantastic. What a great way to start welcoming somebody into the team. Now, just a couple caveats with this. Obviously, you do need to do your due diligence with a little bit of coaching in advance so that your team know the type of questions they're not allowed to ask legally in an interview. And secondly, I like to reassure them that at the end of the day, the decision to hire or not hire rests on my shoulders and my shoulders alone. I want their input, I want their feedback, but I do not want them to feel burdened by the responsibility of having to choose between 2 or 3 really good candidates. That can be very challenging, especially if you have a very thoughtful and caring team. So it is important that they understand they're part of the process, but it doesn't rest on their shoulders.